G'day, welcome back to the channel, and if you're here for the very first time, welcome. Joseph Pigott, you remember him?
I told them I'm a federal judge, but they don't believe it.
Well, since the last time we saw him, he has lost his house. He claims that they have stolen it, but I'm guessing that's more speak for foreclosure. I don't know, it's just a guess. Well, he's back, operating out of his local library using their Wi-Fi. He gives us a rundown on what's happening now and in the future. This video is 49 minutes long, so depending on the content, I will bring it to you in a number of parts. So let's see what genius insights he has for us today.
Hello family, this is King Abdul Muminil.
Only 2 seconds in and the craziness starts already. His wife divorced him some years ago, I think it was 2017 maybe, but his profile picture on Facebook proudly displays an image of their wedding day. That's not freaky at all. And now he calls himself King Abdul Mumin L. This video is just going to get better and better.
You a brief update about what's going on in the courts at this time, what they've done to steal my home illegally. And many of you might not know or may know that they took my property without giving me an opportunity to have a fair hearing. While I'm in the federal court. Anyway, this case is in the federal court. I'm fighting the very same instance of what's going on down in the lower court. Once I sued this lawyer named David Paul Tracy. He goes by David P. Tracy for his law firm. Anyway, he shouldn't be using just the P. He's fiction when he uses just a part of his name. That way he can keep himself from being sued.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
But anyway, what's going on is my house has been in appeal in the federal court. And at the same time, while I'm suing this attorney named David Paul Tracy, he's got an attorney that's representing him in the federal court against his house, so he can't move the case in the federal court, in the state court any longer, but he continues to do so. And so I'm going to play for you what he's done to throw me out my home, and then I'm going to show you a docket sheet of what he did, because my case was closed and he went through the back door to steal my home and can't do it. So hopefully this will come out for you to see my home. Evicted out of my home unlawfully. That's how they steal property. This is all my stuff, or some of my stuff inside. This is terrible. These attorneys got a scam going on using an old case number that's dismissed, come in the back door, and then get their buddies to go and dress up as a lawyer, as a judge, when they're lawyers, to trick you out your home. But I caught them. And so now they're trying to bypass the real truth. That's what they do.
Oh, but baby.
And so you can see all my stuff is being tagged unlawfully. You don't have no business on my property. It's all my stuff. They're gonna have to pay for this. See? Facebook, if y'all see this stuff, this is how they steal people's homes in Seattle, Washington. They don't care about the truth. All they care about is what they need to do to you, long as they hurt you. But they're gonna pay for this. My case was in the 9th Circuit. Y'all can see my podium. Yeah, they got problems stealing my stuff like that. It's my home. They're gonna pay.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o!
I'm gonna need your support, people out there. All you Moors.
Islam.
So, yes, so that's what they do, and that's what they've done to me. So while I'm out here fighting this case in a federal court, he goes through the back door, and this is what he does to be able to get his access to my property by using a trick. So this is the docket sheet I'm going to show you from my disillusion. So he's calling me a renter. He knows I'm not a renter. This is where we've got a divorce case between me and my ex. Anyway, she's suing me for something she can't have.
You can't touch this.
So as you can see, this is when the summons took place. That's when the case started, and it ended. It ended down at 10-2. That's when the case closed. So there's nothing this judge can find, even though she's saying she found something. All the way to here, this is when the case closed. Okay? So when the case closed, it's like being dismissed. Nobody can come back in the case and do anything. But this lawyer here, David Paul, he came in as a limited notice of appearance. Even though he knows he can't appear here, he has to sue me through another lawsuit. This is the way he tricked, or he will trick anybody else who won't recognize this is a trick, because it's sophisticated. Because he'll come in impressing himself upon, well, I got an order, so this is how he gets in. And his buddies on the bench knows that he's blocked from moving, but they're allowing him to do so because he's made arrangements through ex parte communications, which means that nobody can hear the case unless both parties have given, the other side has given notice to you and told the court that they want to have a certain place and time to meet with the court to have this heard about why they think they can do this motion for a writ of assistance on, or what he's calling a writ of restitution. I don't know if you can see this mouse hand, but where it says on 3/22/2019, he does this motion instead of a lawsuit. It has to be a lawsuit started. He can't come in here any longer, so he's done, but it's a trick. So anyway, he does this motion to enforce reissuance of a writ of restitution or assistance petition. Okay, well, you're in the wrong court, buddy. And anybody else that's going through this in Seattle, Washington, you need to join into this case I have right now. It's in the state Supreme Court. And so anything after you see from 10/22 is all bogus.
I'll be honest, I don't really know that much about the workings of the court system or the legal system. But if an entry is made onto a docket, then it must have been deemed either by a judge or the administrator that they are that motion is legal or justified.
What a 42-carat plonker you really are!
But that's what they do, and I'm showing you my address. I don't usually show my address, but this is what they're doing, and this can't be done. And you can see how he signed his name, David S. Tracy. And David S. Tracy, he's a crook, just like the rest of them. And all of them protect each other. When you see yourself losing your property and they're using the court rule book, they can't use the court rule book. They can only use what you have as far as a treaty. And so the lawyers wrote this court rule book to bypass the supreme law of the land, which is the Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787.
Oh, not this again.
And it was left here for the Moors to control their dominions all over the world. And so what I'm going to show you is, let me see, this is what I've done to them. I've removed this case from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and I've turned it into our court. You can see where I did this removal.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
So if you look at the right hand side, the reason for petition, it states the reason is under Article 21 of our good old friend, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Let's have a reminder of that. Article 21. If a citizen of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered. The consul assisting at the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the consul shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatever. Article 21. If one person should kill another, i.e. Moroccan kill American or American kill Morocco, the law of the country in which the crime took place shall be upheld. Very important. If the consulate is assisting the offender and they escape, the consulate shall not be held accountable.
You can see right here, we're in Morocco. They try to make it seem like we're not in Morocco, like we're out of our damn minds. They're the ones that's out of their minds. They can't move.
'Cause the pot can't call the kettle black.
And these are some of the defendants here that you can see that I've served, and all of them are in trouble. So as you can see, David P. Tracy, let me see here. David P. Tracy, which is right here, is being sued, and he's got himself a lawyer to protect him up in the federal court. So why is he down in the state court with his buddies doing what he can't do? Because I'm fighting him up here saying he can't do that, but yet still he's down there doing it with his friends. So this is criminal, and let me show you what they've done. So this is the Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Many of you don't really understand how it works and how it goes, and only nobles can use it, or Moors, or people call themselves black, African American. Only they can use this, but they're not black, they're not African Americans, they're just simply Moors or nobles.
Are you serious?
That control their dominions around the world. And this here, Article 14, is really a court order. One of the orders of the 25 orders, it says what the Europeans can and can't do is here.
I think we've already established that this treaty is not a court order. It is basically 25 guidelines between America and Morocco that was made up, would you believe, 233 years ago.
It says the commerce with the United States shall be on the same footing as is with the commerce with Spain, or as that with the most favored nation for the time being, and their citizens, which is not Moors, shall be respected and esteemed, and have full liberty to pass and repass our country and seaports whenever they please without interruption. And what this means is that they can only do business with you or commerce with you, and the money has to be on the same footing as Spain, except, or the most favored nation. But there is no nation that controls the money now. It's, you could say the fake Jews are in control of the money, and they're not a nation.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
You can see the bankers that's in control of the money, they're not a nation. So they're the ones that stole our bag, and I'm here to take our bag back from them, because we own the world, people.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
So that'll do for part one. I don't want to do too long of a video, so you don't get bored. But trust me, the craziness gets a lot better or worse Don't know, but it gets more crazy. I am currently working on part 2. I'm back onto night shift very soon, so I'm not sure when that'll come out, but hopefully very, very soon. Thank you all for watching. If you did like the video, please like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Share it around, tell your mates about it, and I'll see you on the next one. G'day.